I've been asked to do a lot of Syntakt tutorials, but I just thought I'd show you how I actually start to make a track and how easy it is on the Syntakt if you just bought one or maybe you've had one for a while. How do you get into music making? Well, I'll tell you how I start off. First of all, I start off with the BPM, to 148, and then what I'll do then is I'll actually go into track number 11. Because that's the dual VCO, and it's quite a nice sound to start off with before you get into anything like laying snares down or anything. So how does that sound itself? How does that sound? Is it? Sorry. How does that sound? Quite a decent old sound there. Now at 148 BPM, you could just add some trigs on here. So you've selected track, gone for number 11, put the record button on there, and then so you've got a little bit of a beat going there, very simply, but what we're going to do now is we're going to take the record button off. We're going to go into track number 9, which is a nice kick, and then just record button again, and then now how easy is that in starting a track? So you've just got a couple of beats going there, all you've got is a hat, all you've got is a drum, and you've got the VCO. You haven't even selected any samples effectively. Now then what I would do then is, I'll just stop that a minute, what I'll do then is I'll actually just copy the pattern, which is function and the copy button. Now I'm actually on pattern number 5, so I'm just going to copy that twice, copy it to number 1 and paste it hopefully. I don't know if it's worth that, but we'll find out in a minute. I'll just do it again. I'll just go into pattern number 5. I'm just going to copy it. Yeah, it's copied it this time. Go into pattern number 1 and copy it, and then go into pattern number 2 and copy it again. Sorry, just copy that and go into pattern number 2, copy it. So what you're doing, you've got a couple of patterns there really. You're only using 4 bars there, but what we're going to do now is we're just going to go into pattern. I'm going to go into pattern number 1 there. Play it. Press the function and bank twice. And you can see you've got that number 11 flashing up and number 9. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that off. Take the kick off, because that's how you're going to start the track. Press function and bank, so it's got a normal set, and then just press function and pattern number 2. See just how easy it is. It's not complicated. Making music doesn't have to be complex. Now say for instance you don't actually like number 11, you don't actually like track number 11, you don't like that bass at all. That's just a kick done. So what to do then? Well, what you can do is just go in and find another bass or another synth sound. Let's go and do that. So press function and bank. Let's just select track number 11 again. Press the record button. Press function and sound, and what we're going to do is we're going to go across there just by using the arrow there. There's a filter on this, so I'm going to clear the filter, go down to a synth sound, and let's see if we can replace that. That's really different. You could actually start with that. In fact, I like that, to be honest. Shall I leave it in? I don't know. Let's leave that in now because that's quite interesting now. Let's go into the filter. And just change the filter slightly. Put a bit more reverb on there. So now you've got the foundations of the track. So what we can do here is just come out of that. Let's just put a hi-hat on. Why not? Go to track number 4. Put a hi-hat on number 3 and number 7. So what I would do then was I'd actually copy that onto number 3. So I'd just copy, put it onto number 3. So you've actually got the first 3 parts of the song started. But we're going to go into number 2 and just take that hi-hat off number 2. Go into pattern and press number 2. Press function and bank. Alright then, all we have to do is do pattern 1, pattern number 2, so what I'd do here, I'd actually go into pattern number 2, copy it onto pattern number 1 again, so we've now got everything the same now effectively. Let's go into that. Function on that. So that is how you could actually start a track. Now, do we put another kick on there? Do we put a snare on there? Should we put a snare on? Why don't I just put a snare on? So let's just find another free trig. Let's just go on to track number 3. Press function and sound browser. Press yes. I'll go over there, clear the filter, and find a snare. That's not really fine, is it? That's not fantastic. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but let's just go on to that. It's almost like a drum, ain't it? Building the track up quite nicely there. Now, what I would do then is I maybe even put another kick drum on, or shall I put a bass on? So let's copy pattern number 3. Sorry, pattern number 3 to an empty pattern, which is number 4. Let's put a bass on. I'm going to use number 5 for the bass. Track number 5 for a bass. Let's just see what's in there already. Do I like that? Not sure. Let's go into sound browser, go over there to filter, clear it all off, let's go into bass. Now that's pretty good. What's that sound? So we've got quite a few elements now, let's add them in, take them out. Not particularly keen on that now, but still change it. Let's look at number 5 again, see whether we ought to change that again. Developing. How easy it's just to add elements and take them out. Now at this stage we're on pattern number 4, I'll just take some things out, take some elements out. Element number 11, not happy with it, so copy that over. So we've got 5 patterns there within what? Done less than 5 minutes. Let's just see what it sounds like. Go into the synth itself and play with the synth, change the synth round. fancy putting another kick on there. I do. I'm sorry, but I do fancy putting another kick on. Can I do that? Let's put another kick on. So purple's telling us we haven't got anything on track number 1. Let's put a kick on there. Go to sound browser, over to the filter, clear kick. Let's go down the bottom, see what I've got on. Press the synth again, let's just see what the synth is set on for that. Oh, that's set on Swarm, isn't it? So, and let's go back in there. And that's not a kick because the synth is actually a little bit confused there. But you can hear some different sound now. Build up. Take some of the trigs out, take some sounds out, and then go back in. So that's really sort of like how I break down a song and start with a song and start to add to it and take things out using the mutes, purple mutes. So we're now on part number 4. What should we change? Let's just change track number 1 again. So I can find it there. We're going to get rid of the bass now, so let's go back into it. Come out of that, let's go into track number 5. Sound browser, straight across there, filter clear, go down to the bass line please. So, got quite a powerful sound in there. What I'll do is just take some elements out. Separate the elements again and then go back into it. And that's just to give you an idea how I start songs. Let's just go back into pattern number 1. So you've got a nice start of a song there, you can do different things with it. Pattern number 2. Bring the kick drum in, pattern number 3. Hi-hat, if you want a hi-hat you can put something else in. Pattern number 4. Going to the synth. Interesting. What I'll do is I'll just change that bass again, see what else is in there. So let's just go back into record. What we've got in here, so to filter change, go down to the bass. Now that's quite an interesting sound. it's developing. I suspect on here that the LFO here is playing with the frequency. Let's find out if it is. Yeah, frequency. So if you change this, it's pulling the frequency backwards and forwards. So once again, let's just pull some elements in and out. Now, thinking of that sound there, you can create a take in and out. Let's just do that. So you've got an evolving sound there. So there's just so much you can do with the Syntakt, and that's how I actually create a song and create tracks by adding different sounds in. Hopefully they complement each other, but don't be afraid of actually starting off on one pattern and actually ending somewhere else. If you look here where we've started, this is where we started. Pattern number 3, pattern number 4. Take the reverb and attack off. Should we just have a look, one final thing, maybe a synth or something, I don't know. Let's just go back into, let's put a chord on there, I guess. Track number 6. Go into sound browser, see what stock chords we've got with it. It's quite nice. Can you just hear it? Turn the synth up. Reverb on, bit of delay. So you can see by mixing the elements up, changing it, cooking effectively, you've got something very, very interesting there. And that effectively is my method. And I'd just go for about an hour, although that's where we started. And then back to pattern number 4. Now that could be a completely new track, a completely new sound. Let's just go back into all the mutes. So does that start your sound? Does that start your track? Put the kick on it. See how easy it is to build things up? A few flashing lights, see what we've got in here. There you go. So just think of it as create different sounds. Try and create a lot of the patterns that will like each other. So you can have a pattern on number 1 and pattern number 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, but they all work together. I just love that we can just do this. And that's just how you can start. So that's just a method I use. It's one of several different methods I use. That's probably the most simple method I used, but I also use bass sounds. I also start off with a drum. I start off with a completely new sound. I sometimes destroy a sound on here and then bring it back if I'm doing it in a dance. Well, I hope you like this short tutorial on how I make a track, and I'll be making many more. This is track starter number 2. I'm going to show you how to start a track in Syntakt, just give you some ideas. I'm going to do a series on this. The funny thing about me showing you this one here is I forget to press play, but I eventually get there in the end. But I just want to show you how easy it is to create a track in Syntakt, give you some ideas, add a drum. The video is probably about 5 minutes. It does go on for about 6, but it's only just to add some more details to it. So, right, so first of all, straight into track number 5. Track number 5 is a bass, but what I do is I change this to SY Toy, and then we build it from there. So it's quite a different approach. It's quite a radical approach, I suppose, in some respects. So you've got track number 5 going away. Make it 16 trigs long by going into trig, and then change this to SY Toy. That sounds nothing like a dance track, but it will do in a minute. Let's go into, I think it's actually brightness here. Let's go into brightness, and then we're going to play about with the brightness settings in the LFO. Still sounds like a track, but I promise you it will sound like a track, and you'd love to develop this. Change the mode to 1. Let's go for exponential, which is probably my usual one because that drops the sound. Change the speed, and we've got almost like a humming sound here, but that will soon change, I can assure you. So I've added a few more trigs in there, and the trick here is to start to drop the actual key, add some delay and reverb in. And how different does that sound? That is literally a start of a track or a build up to a track. So that's come from SY Toy. So that's a very, very simple idea. We're going to put some drums on there now. So you've got a nice little beat going there. But you can change it as much as you want. Change it in the tune. You can change it in trig. So you've got another variation of that sound now. If you drop a drum on there, that is the start of a fierce track. Yeah, drop it down. I think we'll go on to about D2. Especially if you're doing hard techno or industrial dance, you want to be the lower bass end. Maybe not too low, but you want to be the lower bass end. So this is just a great way to start. I'm going to add some more elements to it in a minute. So D2 I've gone for. Sounds like a drum. Right, let's throw a drum on there. So you've now got something with some motion, some beat, and you're ready to just develop that sound. And that's what I call a track starter. So here we go, let's add some more reverb. Although you can't really notice it, add some more reverb, some shelf of reverb, and just start to make the track your own, because this is just an idea for you to start doing something in Syntakt. So what should we do next? Let's just decide. We'll play about with the reverb a bit more as well, I think. And you can hear it now a bit more. Now the SY Toy machine is quite interesting because it tends to generate a lot of high sounds. So a bit of boost on there. Start to play with the form. This is where you can develop the track to make it your own. It's not as if you've copied somebody's. This is what you've done. Now I've just chucked a little clap on there just to give it more emotion, and then what I do is I'll rip the clap apart effectively, make it my own sound. So just another good tip here. If you're going to use the sound there, rip it apart, make it your own. So you now have got even more development. I say it's more of a hard development track. So you've got, in less than 3 or 4 minutes, you've got what I call a track starter. Well, video will play for another 2 or 3 minutes where I just add more ideas and take more ideas away. Please subscribe for more videos, and I just hope you enjoy. This is song starter number 5. Let's just initialize the Syntakt, get it back to where it was, just so you know I've not slipped anything else in there. And let's change the BPM magically with no hands up to about 145 because I do it through my DAW. And we're going to make a bit of a bassy track here, less than 4 minutes, so hopefully you'll stick around for the end of the video. But we're going to use track number 11. And we're going to change that almost beyond recognition because it's not the sound you start with. First of all, let's just change the trig length. You don't have to go to 16 trig lengths. You don't have to go to 17. You can go to 8 if you want to get more movement. But that sound you're hearing now is not the end sound. Going to the synth, throw the oscillator down, 9.35, even lower. For the oscillator config, go for number 7, I think it is from memory. That's right, number 7 is the best one there. And then the balance of the two oscillators, just give a bias to the first one. Whack some overdrive on, and we've got the start of the sound, even though it's going nowhere. It will do in a minute. Let's look at the LFO, straight into LFO oscillator 1. You've got two oscillators, just tune the first oscillator. And let's make a really crazy sound with that, because you don't end up with that sound. So you put the mode on to 1. And then what you need to do then is go into the speed and reduce the speed down. The wave will go into exponential, but I change and tweaks at the end just to get a better sound. So we've now got some gnarly sound going off there, but it does develop into a nice techno sound. And we've got effectively 4 beats on there. Reverb, delay to your taste. I do like to add a lot of reverb. I just think it gives a character. That's reasonably okay. Not there yet by any means. We're going to add some more sounds and we'll do some final tweaking at the end. And it really does give you a nice song start, techno or dance. A little bit of movement there, not too much, you can just hear it developing. But we're going to get some more movement in there. Trig length will change, yeah, maybe that's okay. Yeah, change a little bit then. I think the machine is relatively okay, although we can change some bits on the oscillator 1. Now we're getting a bit more of a what I call a pulse sound on there, but it's going to get better short. I can assure you. It's right at the end the track really comes home, so please stick with me. Yeah, number 7's fine, just checking there, paranoid. And then let's just go into just go into the reverb, some more high shelf reverb on there. But we're not there yet at all. You will find when I add some more notes in there, it really does start to come home. I put a drum beat onto number 9, just a standard one. Let's just put a snare on there. Change that to taste as well. You can really make that your own. You can really punching through now, which I think you should do. It shouldn't be too late in the background. That's too silly, that one. Now what we're going to do now is just go into the number 1 tracks. I've got a drum on number 1 and I want a bit more of a drum, to be honest, but it's not enough. Back at track 11. This is where the magic comes. You hear it just starting to double beat there. Now you've got the actual sound that I like and want. Just developing finely. Too far. Let's just whack some more trigs on there. Change it to trig. And now you've got your beat that I wanted. And that's done. You can add more sounds to it, make it your own. Well, please watch the end of the video and please subscribe for more videos and thank you for watching. This is song starter Number 5, let's just initialize the Syntakt, get it back to where it was, just so you know I've not slipped anything else in there. And let's change the BPM magically with no hands up to about 145 because I do it through my DAW. And we're going to make a bit of a bassy track here, less than 4 minutes, so hopefully you'll stick around for the end of the video. But we're going to use track number 11. And we're going to change that almost beyond recognition because it's not the sound you start with. First of all, let's just change the trig length. You don't have to go to 16 trig lengths. You don't have to go to 17. You can go to 8 if you want to get more movement. But that sound you're hearing now is not the end sound. Going to the synth, throw the oscillator down, 9.35, even lower. For the oscillator config, go for number 7, I think it is from memory. That's right, number 7 is the best one there. And then the balance of the 2 oscillators, just give a bias to the first one. Whack some overdrive on, and we've got the start of the sound, even though it's going nowhere. It will do in a minute. Let's look at the LFO, straight into LFO oscillator 1. You've got 2 oscillators, just tune the first oscillator. And let's make a really crazy sound with that, because you don't end up with that sound. So you put the mode on to 1. And then what you need to do then is go into the speed and reduce the speed down. The wave will go into exponential, but I change and tweaks at the end just to get a better sound. So we've now got some gnarly sound going off there, but it does develop into a nice techno sound. And we've got effectively 4 beats on there. Reverb, delay to your taste. I do like to add a lot of reverb. I just think it gives a character. That's reasonably okay. We're not there yet by any means. We're going to add some more sounds and we'll do some final tweaking at the end. And it really does give you a nice song starting techno or dance. A little bit of movement there, not too much, you can just hear it developing. But we're going to get some more movement in there. Trig length, will change, yeah, maybe that's okay. Yeah, change it a little bit then. I think the machine is relatively okay, although we can change some bits on the oscillator 1. Now we're getting a bit more of a, what I call a pulse sound on there, but it's going to get better short, I can assure you. It's right at the end the track really comes home, so please stick with me. Yeah, number 7's fine, just checking there, paranoid. And then let's just go into, just go into the reverb, some more high shelf reverb on there. But we're not there yet at all. You will find when I add some more notes in there, it really just starts to come home. I put a drum beat onto number 9, just a standard one. Let's just put a snare on there. Change that to taste as well. You can really make that your own. You can hear it punching through now, which I think you should do. It shouldn't be too late in the background. That's too silly, that one. Now what we're going to do now is just go into the number 1 tracks. That thing. I've got a drum on number 1 and I want a bit more of a drum, to be honest, but it's not enough. Back at track 11. This is where the magic comes. You hear it just starting to double beat there. Now you've got the actual sound that I like and want. Just developing finely. Too far. Let's just whack some more trigs on there. Change it to trig. And now you've got your beat that I wanted. And that's done. You can add more sounds to it, make it your own. Well, please watch the end of the video and please subscribe for more videos and thank you for watching.